What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciated, everyone. So we have a knife coming in from Ruike here, and I am stoked to check this thing out. I haven't had a chance to check out many of their knives, and they have several designs that look very interesting. So we have some paperwork here and some various things from them. I've only ever had, I think, in hand one knife from them, and it was a spectacular knife. We actually gave it away very recently. So what we have, guys, is the P138, and I wanted to check this one out for a multitude of reasons. Not only is this thing right up my alley in terms of its size and its blade shape, but this thing is coming in at a very affordable price and coming in 14C28N, which is just a steel that I absolutely love. Detent is tuned nicely. We have a dull ground. So we have a hollow running into a flat here, and we do have a fairly low tanto blade here. I wouldn't call it quite center line. It's close. It looks like it's just above center line tanto. So still going to be very usable, and this secondary edge here is going to come in handy for a plethora of different cuts. I love a good tanto blade, as I am a carpenter, so it does come in handy very often, that secondary edge and also that straight edge as well. Nice clean looking blade. We have textured G10 handles here, and we have some milling done on top of the G10. We have a clean show side pivot there. Then we have two body screws. We have a G10 backspacer. So we have steel liners, and they will be recessed in there. And then we do have some internal circular milling in there for weight relief. That's interesting. So we have a lower mounted pocket clip that's going to be mounted towards the spine. That's not something you see every day. I wonder how that will carry in pocket. And while we're looking at it, why don't we go ahead and see what it'll look like in the pocket. The other thing I noticed during disengagement is there is a lot of access to that liner, and it's very easy to get to and disengage. Blade is centered up. Detent is tuned nicely as well. Let's see what this guy looks like in the pocket here. So kind of similar, reminiscent of like a milled clip where you'll have just a little bit poking out of the pocket there. Retention seems pretty good, not too strong and not too light. Yeah, not bad at all. Easy in, easy out of the pocket. Now this will be right-handed mounting positions only. So, but these are a very affordable knife. If this is something that looks good to you, these are very affordable. This is not a crazy expensive knife. Now, I don't remember off the top of my head what the price tag is. I want to say like 60 $70, somewhere in that ballpark, but don't quote me on that. Might even be cheaper than that. This is definitely going to be a full-size boy here. If you have XL size hands, you will fit on this comfortably. If you have smaller hands than that, this is going to be a fairly big boy for you. 2XL size hands, you will easily be able to fit on this guy as well. This is a good size right here. Really good size. I didn't know that it was quite this big here. Now, one thing I'm really interested in is seeing what kind of edge comes on this guy. So we'll start with the primary edge there. We got some very thin telephone book paper here. And I can say if it cuts this telephone book paper cleanly, All the knives that I've tested on, I had at one point like 10 of these telephone book papers, or 10 full telephone books, and this is my last one. So I've cut my fair share of this paper, and even a knife that has a good edge on it can sometimes have trouble with this, or it's just me having trouble. That secondary edge is nice as well. Why don't we go ahead, just for fun, we'll see what it does up against some cardboard here. We have just a standard 1-ply, if you will, of some cardboard here. Let's see what that primary edge is looking like. That is all against the grain there of the cardboard, and she's cutting very nicely. Sometimes it can be hard to judge that secondary edge, but that definitely has a good edge on it. And then we're cutting through tape and paper there, but that secondary edge seems to have a pretty good edge on it as well. How's that sharpening choil? Sharpening choil looks really good. They definitely did a good job on that. This is a nice looking knife, guys. Especially in the affordable range. And I've been saying it for a while. The more options that we have, sorry guys, the blade will have a little bit of sticky on there, but at least you get to see what it cuts like if you are interested in this knife. This is a nice looking knife though. I like the texturing that they've done. I don't know if the camera will pick it up really well, but you can see there's texturing. And then they also have this pretty cool milling pattern done in here too. And this is kind of, it'll be hard to tell, but this is actually, this piece here is actually recessed a little bit below these couple cuts. And then that is recessed there. So a very interesting handle. I haven't seen something quite like that, and it must have to do with just how, you know, our hand is shaped and how it goes around there, but it's extremely comfortable. And let's see, let's wrench up on this guy. Yeah, it feels very good in hand. I don't feel that pocket clip at all. Yeah, that's comfortable, guys. How's the ratios for our ratio boys out there? Not bad. Not bad at all. It's coming down. I would say that's a safe place to keep it. You know, much further than that, then you risk, you know, somebody getting snagged on it. Because I've had some knives come in where they're trying to use all that handle, and that's fine. And I have no issues with, you know, the ratios being off. As long as they're not too crazy. But, you know, you got to be careful with that. You know, that way the tip isn't snagging someone, or, you know, down in your pocket, you go to try to get this and your hand just goes inside there and, you know, you end up with a nasty cut. How about, there's no up and down. There's no side to side. How about, there's no detent lash. That's nice. This is solid, guys. The detent is nice. For a liner lock, this has a pretty damn good detent on it. Nice little clicky detent, and then for the light switch, this bad boy is flying out. And then the push button, looks like they designed it so you could do either one. And yeah, that push button is money there. Yeah, so you could do whether you like to, you know, fiddle around with the light switch method, or you like to go back and forth between the push button and the light switch. You will be happy to know that you can do both with this guy. It kind of reminds me of, it's not even remotely close, but the blade shape and the flipper, it kind of reminds me of like the Mad Tanto in a sense, in a way, but definitely both totally different designs. It's just, that's a Tanto that's lower that I really love, and it's a flipper, but this is really, really nice. I expected it to be pretty good, but this is really nice, and we have a nice stock going all the way to that tip, so that should give us some added strength out there going to that tip. And then that swedge dies off there right before you get to the tip, so that means it's going to be a little bit thicker even up there, so that should make for a nice stout tip there. But you guys will have to let me know, what do you think of this guy down in the comments? Do you have any experience with Ruike? Do you have any experience with the P138 or any of their other models? Is there any other models I should try to check out from them? We do have another one to get to and check out, which I am equally excited about. But if there's any other models that you have in mind that you want to see, leave it down in the comments, because that way I know you want to see something else, and I will try and get it. Very great, nice people over there to deal with. It's been fun dealing with them. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for these knives to get here. This one took a couple of weeks, so, or not, well, maybe not quite that long, but sometimes it can take some time to get from over there to here. But no big deal at all. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button before you head on out of here. And if you're new, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. Go check out another video, guys, and I will catch you on the next one.